Industries. Industries involve the processing of primary products into more refined and usable products. The economic strength of any country is judged by the development of its industries. Moving on, let us now talk about the types of industries. Industries are classified in a number of ways. Firstly, on the basis of strength of labor. Under this, we have the large-scale industries, which employs a large number of labor in each unit. Secondly, we have the medium-scale industries, which employs neither a very large number of labor nor a small number. Thirdly, the small-scale industries. These industries are owned and run by individuals and which employ a small number of labor. Next, on the basis of raw materials and finished goods. Under this, we have firstly the heavy industries, which uses heavy and bulky raw materials and produces products of the same category. Number two, light industries. These industries uses light raw materials and produces light finished products. Next, on the basis of entrepreneurship, under this we have firstly the private sector industries, industries which are owned by an individual or firms. Secondly, public sector industries, industries owned by the state and its agencies. Thirdly, joint sector industries. These industries are owned jointly by the private firms and the state or its agencies. Next, on the basis of source of raw material. Under this, firstly, we have the agro-based industries. Agro-based industries are those industries which obtain their raw material from agriculture. Secondly, mineral-based industries. These industries receive raw materials primarily from minerals such as iron and steel, aluminium, etc. Pastoral-based industries. These industries depend upon animals for their raw materials. Fourthly, forest-based industries. These industries which use forest products as their raw material are known as the forest-based industries. Lastly, the miscellaneous industries. Under this we have firstly village industries. Village industries are located in villages and they cater to the needs of the rural people. Number two, cottage industries. Industries which artisans set up in their own houses, work with wood, cane, etc. are called cottage industries. Thirdly, consumer industries. Consumer industries convert raw materials or primary products into commodities directly used by the people. Fourthly, basic industries. Industries on which depends many other industries for their manufacturing process are called basic industries. Fifthly, capital intensive industries. Industries requiring huge investments are called capital intensive industries. Lastly, labor intensive industries. Such industries require huge labor force for running them are called labor intensive industries. Moving on, let us now talk about the industrial clusters. Well, the pockets having high concentration of industries are known as industrial clusters. Several indices are used to identify the clustering of industries. Important among them are firstly, number of industrial workers. Number 2, number of industrial units. Number 3, quantum of power used for industrial purposes. Fourthly, total industrial output. And fifthly, value added by manufacturing. Moving on, let us now talk about the industrial regions. We have three important regions. Firstly, the major industrial region. Secondly, the minor industrial region. And thirdly, the manufacturing district. Firstly, let us talk about the major industrial regions. Following are the major industrial regions of India. Firstly, Mumbai Pune Industrial Region. Number 2, Hooghly Industrial Region. Number 3, Bangalore Tamil Nadu Industrial Region. Number 4, Gujarat Industrial Region. Number 5, Chotanagpur Industrial Region. Number 6, Vishakhapatnam Guntur Industrial Region. Number 7, Gurgaon Delhi Meerut Industrial Region. Number 8, Kollam Tiruvananthapuram Industrial Region. Firstly, let us begin with the Mumbai Pune Industrial Region. Firstly, this region extends from Thane to Pune and in adjoining districts of Nasik and Solapur. This region owes its origin to the British rule in India since 1774, when the island site was obtained for construction of Mumbai port. The growth of this industrial region is fully connected with the growth of cotton textile industry in India. Cotton was cultivated in the black cotton soil area of the Narmada and Tapi basins. Cheap labor force came from the hinterland. The port facilities for export-import and communication links with the peninsular hinterland made Mumbai the cottonopolis of India. The industrial centers have developed from Mumbai to Kurla, Kolaba, Thane, Ghatkopar, Solapur, Ahmednagar, Satara, etc. In addition to cotton, textile, and chemical industries, engineering goods, leather, oil refineries, petrochemicals, synthetic and plastic goods, chemicals, drugs, fertilizers, electricals, electronics, software, shipment, building, transport, and food industries has also developed here. Next, the Hooghly Industrial Region. Located in West Bengal, this region extends as a narrow belt running along the river Hooghly for a distance of about 100 km from Banasbarai and Naihati in the north to Birlanagar in the south. The river Hooghly offered the best site for the development of an inland river port as nucleus for the development of Hooghly Industrial Region. The discovery of coal and iron ore in Chotanagpur Plateau, tea plantations in Assam and northern parts of West Bengal, and the processing of deltaic Bengal's jute led to the industrial development in this region. Cheap labor could be found easily from the thickly populated states of Orissa, Bihar, and eastern parts of UP, Kolkata, etc. The role of transport and communication network has been as important as the favorable locational factors in the growth of this region. Just after the partition of Old Bengal province in 1947, the region faced for some years the problems of shortage of jute as most of the jute growing areas went to East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. The problem was solved by gradually increasing home production of jute. Cotton textile industry also grew along with jute industry. Paper engineering, textile, machinery, electrical, chemical, pharmaceuticals, fertilizers, and petrochemical industries have also developed in this region. The major centers of this industrial region are Kolkata, Howrah, Haldiai, Serampur, Rishra, Sibpur, Naihati, Kakinada, Shamnagar, Titagar, Sodhpur, Bajbaj, Birla Nagar, Bansbarai, Belguria, Triveni, Hooghly, Belur, etc. Alarming rate of silting of the Hooghly River was a very serious problem. Dredging out of the silt rapidly filling up the water channel was very costly and not a permanent solution to save the life of Kolkata port. The construction of Haldia port in the lower reaches of Hooghly to the south of Kolkata is another landmark in relieving the great pressure of cargo ships on the port of Kolkata. Next, let us talk about the Bangalore, Tamil Nadu industrial region. Spread into states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, this region experienced the fastest industrial growth in the post-independence era. This region is a cotton growing tract and is dominated by the cotton textile industry. In fact, cotton textile industry was the first to take roots in this region. It has a large number of silk manufacturing units, sugar mills, leather industry, chemicals, rail wagons, diesel engines, radio, light engineering goods, rubber goods, medicine, aluminium, cement, glass, paper, cigarette, matchbox and machine tools, etc. Cheap hydroelectric power is available from Mittur, Sivasamudram, Papanasam, Paikara, and Saravati dams. Cheap skilled labor and proximity to vast local market as well as good climate have also favored the concentration of industries in this region. Coimbatore is known as the Manchester of Tamil Nadu because of its large-scale cotton textile industry. Next, Gujarat Industrial Region. The nucleus of this region lies between Ahmedabad and Vadodara, as a result of which it is also known as Ahmedabad-Vadodara Industrial Region. This region became important textile region with the decline of cotton textile industry in Mumbai. Ahmedabad is nearer the sources of raw material as well as the marketing centers of the Ganga and Satluj plains. Availability of cheap land, cheap skilled labor, and other advantages helped the cotton textile industry to develop. The discovery and production of oil at a number of places in the Gulf of Khambat area led to the establishment of petrochemical industries. The region now boasts of diversified industry. Beside textile, cotton, silk and synthetic fibers and petrochemical industries, other industries are heavy and basic chemical, dyes, pesticides, engineering, diesel, engines, textile machinery, pharmaceuticals, dairy products and food processing. The main industrial centers of this region are Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Koyali, Anand, Khera, Surat, Jamnagar, Rajkot and Valsad. The region may become more important in the years to come. Next, Chota Nagpur Industrial Region. As its name indicates, this region is located on the Chota Nagpur Plateau and extends over Jharkhand, northern Orissa, and western part of West Bengal. The birth and growth of this region is linked with the discovery of coal and iron ore. As both are found in close proximity, this region is known as the Ruhr of India. Besides raw material, power is also available. This region is surrounded by highly populated states of Jharkhand, Bihar, Orissa, which provide cheap labor. The Kolkata region provides a large market for the goods produced in the Chota Nagpur region. Heavy engineering, machine, tools, fertilizers, cement, paper, locomotives, and heavy electricals are some of the other important industries in this region. Important nodal centers of this region are Ranchi, Dhanbad, Chaibasa, Sindri, Hazaribagh, Jamshedpur, Garhwa, and Jhapla. Next, Vishakhapatnam Guntur Industrial Region. This industrial region extends from Vishakhapatnam district in the northeastern part of Andhra Pradesh to Kurnool and Prakasam districts in the southeast and covers most of the coastal Andhra Pradesh. Developed agriculture and rich mineral resources in the hinterland of these ports provide solid base to the industrial growth in this region. Petroleum refinery at Vishakhapatnam facilitated the growth of several petrochemical industries. Vishakhapatnam has the most modern iron and steel plant, which has the distinction of being the only plant in India having coastal location. It uses high quality iron ore from Bailadila in Chhattisgarh. The other industries of this region include sugar, textiles, paper, fertilizers, cement, aluminium, and light engineering. The important industrial centers in this region are Vishakhapatnam, Vijayawada, Vijayanagar, Rajamundry, Kurnool, Illum, and Guntur. Next, Gurgaon, Delhi, Meerut Industrial Region. This region developed after independence but is one of the fastest growing regions of India. It consists of two industrial belts adjoining Delhi. One belt extends over Agra, Mathura, Meerut, and Saranpur in UP, and the other between Faridabad, Gurgaon, Ambala in Haryana. Sugar, agricultural implements, vanaspati, textile, glass, chemicals, engineering, paper, electronics, and cycle are some of the important industries of this region. Modinagar, Sonipat, Panipat, and Ballabghar are other important industrial nodes of this region. Next, Kollam Tiruvananthapuram Industrial Region. This is comparatively small industrial region and spreads over Tiruvananthapuram, Kollam, Olve, Ernakulam, and Alappuzha district of South Kerala. Plantation agriculture and hydroelectricity provide the industrial base of this region. The main industries are cotton, textile, sugar, rubber, matchbox, glass chemical, fertilizers, food and fish processing, paper, coconut coir products, aluminium and cement.